Hi.
Hey.
What's up, babies? What's up? I'm Erin.
I'm Nicole. This is Dude That's Fucked Up, the podcast.
Oh, yeah. How y'all doing? Hope you're having fun in the sun.
I'm going to say don't eat during this episode. And it's not for anything like so disgusting, but like you're not going to want to eat.
It's a really good disclaimer, actually. A lot is going to happen in this episode that might upset I don't know.
Yeah, it might like trigger your vom meter or whatever's in the back of your throat.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, it's triggering, like literally. It'll trigger your gag reflex.
Yeah, I did mine and I didn't even.
Yeah.
Just reading about some of this stuff. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what are we doing here? We're doing a podcast. Do we have any business?
Listen, just one thing real quick. I feel like people are wanting to join the Facebook group and you got to answer the questions to get in. Just a reminder, I'm like letting some sit. Sometimes I'll go through and just like delete them if people don't answer the question in a given amount of time, like a week or so.
You're ruthless.
I'm ruthless. But also it's like kind of annoying. So just answer the question, and they're not hard.
You don't need to like write a novel. Just like say, or if you're just not sure of an answer, just say, I don't know. We just want to know that you're like a real person.
Yeah.
And whatever you want to answer, but like don't just leave us hanging.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think that's it from the business perspective.
Oh, I want to say go to the website, dtfupodcast.com, and check out some of the merch. We got merch.
Ooh.
And we have stickers, we have magnets, we have T-shirts.
Oh my God. So much fun.
Check it out.
I wear my T-shirt a lot. Also,
They're so soft.
I have our sticker on my laptop. I was in this like marketing. I did like a freelance marketing thing this past week, and I was in a meeting and we were talking about like how you like express things you like essentially. And I was like, I put stickers on my laptop. Most of them are breweries, and I like pulled it out to show people, and I was like, oh God. They're like, what's that one? I'm like, oh, that's my own podcast.
Dude, if you're not hustling, slow feet don't eat.
It felt dumb, but also I plugged it, so
yeah, that's right.
All right.
Anything fucked up for you this week?
Yeah. Mine
is yours kind of leading into our topic?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Mine's. Yeah. Do you want to go first?
Yeah. I didn't have anything fucked up until right before we started. I was literally getting ready to take Jack up to take his nap, and he was like having a good old time, and he just smacked his mouth on the fucking coffee table. So it was so sad. Oh. So that was really fucked up, and it like made me, everything just was exploded in chaos. So I'm a little frazzled right now, and it was literally like just a few minutes ago, right before we went to go record. So
oh my God, yours would have been a good segue too, because it has to do with the mouth.
That's true.
It's mouth related. It's tangential.
Yeah.
I feel very sad for babies sometimes because they just don't know what's going on. They can't work all their motor skills yet together, and they're trying to learn new things and feel new things, and
a lot of times they feel those things with their mouths, and
which is very gross.
It's gross, and it's very dangerous. He's getting like more confident in his like motor skills. Like he's like cruising around trying to walk and stuff. Yeah. But he's not there yet. Yeah. And I'm really not encouraging him to walk because I don't. Our
it's
house
like
is
a lot.
Death trap. Yeah. Like our DJ calls our house just one big staircase.
Yeah.
So
it is.
It is. So I just don't want him to be super mobile yet.
No.
And but he's like also like getting excited by being able to like have this new mobility. So he's like cruising around grabbing stuff, and he like grabs onto something, and he's like sidestepping, and he loses his balance a lot because he's like a tiny drunk person.
Yeah.
So this was an unfortunate side effect of toddling around is that, and he's like all excited and his mouth's open, and he just smacked it right on the coffee table. So
oh my God, he toddles at full throttle.
He really does.
Oh, we were FaceTiming with our godson last night, and Pete's brother, obviously, because he's like 1 in a few months. But he's walking now, and he was like walking around, and like he knows some of the animal magnets they have, and so Sam, Pete's brother, was like, "Oh, find the turtle," and he like walked up and looked at all of them, and then like pointed to the turtle. It was very cute. And then
cute.
we were just like making fun faces at him, and he was laughing. And then he just walks over to the trash can and lifts the lid and starts pulling dirt cans out. He pulled
God.
an olive can out and went to put his mouth on it, and Sam was like, "No, like." First of all, that's sharp. Second, that's trash, baby. What are you doing?
You're a little trash baby.
You're a little trash baby.
Oh my God.
He was a little what from Bob's Burgers, the like trash raccoon.
Yeah, he's like a little trash panda, little raccoon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway.
Yeah. Man,
Yeah.
I'm really not looking forward to the walking.
No.
Because it'll just be. I just,
Well,
fuck.
your new house is less of a, equally a death trap in some ways, I guess.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll have a little more room for him to. You just got to lock him inside.
He needs room to roam. That's the problem.
Well, there's a park. There's a park like a block away. So you know
Yes.
what? You just take him there. He can roam around all he wants.
That's right.
All right. Anyway, okay. I feel like I don't know if I talked about this yet, but I feel like it's relevant to our topic today, and also like fucked my shit up literally. There was like this pop-up event at this place we go to downtown a lot, and we didn't even really know it was happening. We just like happened to walk by, and it was a Nashville hot chicken like pop-up event where I guess there's like this really famous Nashville hot chicken place in Nashville called Prince's. And so this lady, Kim Prince, is like a relative of that person and has it's like a place here in LA, but it's not, she doesn't have like a brick and mortar. She does like catering and like events and stuff. So she did this event, and I saw yesterday on Instagram that she's coming back to Long Beach, and I was like, "Oh, Pete, we have to go." But what we're not going to do is get what Pete did, which was the hottest chicken that you could get. And then I got the second hottest, which was enough for me because it was like, this was bad. It was 2 days after my colonoscopy, which I should not have eaten hot chicken. I should not have done that. Like the heartburn and indigestion in my chest from it was so crazy. But the second you start eating it, you just start crying. Like my eyes were just like literally streaming tears, and it was hot. Mine was still enjoyable, believe it or not, because it was like hot, but I kept wanting to eat it.
Yeah.
Which I did, and then that was a problem later, as you can imagine. And then Pete just like couldn't, like he ate it, but like it wasn't enjoyable in the slightest. Like it's just so disgusting. Which it's kind of like, why do people do this to themselves? Which is I guess my segue into food challenges in general, which we are at the apex of food challenges. This time of year, because by the time this episode is released, it is July 3rd.
Yep.
Wednesday, July 3rd, the day before the premiere event of food challenges.
That's right. It's the most famous, I would say, in the world.
Yep. It sets a world record every year.
Every year. This is the Nathan's Famous hot dog eating contest. And I don't know if any of you have ever watched a hot dog eating contest, but it's disgusting.
It is. first of all, fine. I eat a hot dog once a year. Okay? It's like, and it's this time of year. And
Yeah.
like maybe I eat more than that, but like really I it's not like a food I like to eat. If it's a corn dog, that's a different story, and let's talk about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But if it's a regular old hot dog, especially the ones in this competition, I don't think they're grilled or barbecued. They're like boiled.
Oh, fuck.
And also they're not fresh because they had to make them all ahead of time because people are eating
Mass quantities.
mass quantities of hot dogs.
Like it reminds me of the cone heads.
Yeah, how they eat the sandwich.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
and the daughter just like dabs the sides of her mouth
Yeah.
with the napkin, and fucking Chris Farley's like, oh, like jizzing in his pants.
Yeah.
So gross.
So gross.
Also, what a weird way to celebrate America.
I know. It's so bizarre. It just why? You know, why? It's a tradition for 4th of July. So happy 4th of July, everybody.
Mm-hmm. Happy 4th of July.
We are going to talk today about competitive eating.
I don't. I'm sorry ahead of time. I have right now, like I have like a nauseous feeling.
Yeah.
A nauseated feeling. I know I never say that word right, and some people are sticklers about it. It's in the pit of my stomach, and also I can feel it right here, like at the base of my throat, because I just watched some really gross videos of like everyone just like has the grossest time doing this. I watched this one video with this guy Randy Sentinel, and he is a competitive eater, and
he's like a very famous competitive eater.
Yeah, Randy Santel, that's his name. He fucking did like a how-to video, and he is like eating and like at the same time trying to tell you how to do it and like what he's doing.
No.
And like you could hear him digesting.
No.
It's so, he's like holding in burps and then like
Just hearing about it makes me want to die.
It was. And then like every cut, you know, like how they put videos, it shows him eating and then he cuts forward a little bit. Like when he's done, he's like, okay, that took 4 minutes. I ate 4 pounds of vegetables, fucking like cooked bags of bird eye vegetables with just like some hot sauce on it. And he's like, okay, that took 4 minutes. And he's like kind of like talking through a burp and like things are like, and he's like starting to sweat. And then every time it like kind of cuts forward in the video, he's lower down because he's standing. He's like more bent over and like not looking at the camera because he's like feeling sick. And he's like expressing that sickness with like air and like sounds. It's so fucking gross. And I was like, why am I watching this? Anyway, so I'm carrying that feeling through.
Okay.
But we'll see how far I get.
Well,
what if we had to stop this because I'm like, I'm going to puke?
I mean, it would really add to the authenticity of this episode.
Oh, God. All I ate was a small bowl of oatmeal before this, so don't worry. We're good.
Ooh, okay, all right.
It was the only thing I could think about eating.
I know. It's like you need something that's like plain and not, I don't know.
Fucking Ritz cracker.
Oof.
Yeah.
Well, just so that everybody knows.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to blame America for this heinous practice of just eating a shit ton of food all at once. But that's not true. Apparently, people have been gross and really eating like a ton of shit all at once, like a ton of food.
Yeah.
Like it's just such a weird flex. It's like, look at me eat all this food. And it's been happening for a long time. And it didn't start in America.
Oh, people are so proud of their like wet hot dogs. It's like, I ate these. I'm like, why?
Why? But it is fair to say that America made it weird with the wet hot dog situation.
Yeah.
And made it grosser than it already is. So it actually starts back long time ago, a text from the 13th century called the Prose Edda tells the story of a Nordic man competing in an eating contest with Loki. So people were doing eating contests way back then. In the 16th century, a poet named John Taylor documented the story of Nicholas Wood, the great eater of Kent, and likely the first known competitive eater. I don't know who he was competing against because it sounds like he just was like sitting down and eating food in mass quantities all the time.
I burped.
The first time, what?
I just burped.
Oh.
It's happening.
It's happening. Like the first time this poet, John Taylor, met Nicholas Wood, he sat down with him and the guy ate 60 eggs, a good portion of a lamb, and a handful of pies, remaining hungry for more. Nicholas Wood would go on to become better known as, quote, the Great Eater, who John Taylor documented as having eaten 24 rabbits in a single sitting, 12 loaves of bread soaked in ale on another occasion. And he got so drunk he passed out after the meal.
Well,
so
alcohol
sounds like
helps.
a really cool guy. Yeah.
I feel like alcohol helps in some situations because it makes you like hungrier, but also I think it's probably dangerous if you're drunk and attempting to eat this much because you're like you're numb to some of your body signals. So
exactly,
that's bad.
I bet this fucking guy though just farted so much more than the average human.
And I bet they were like, I don't know how this came up, but I was messaging with Brian about this from our group today about how like, you know, like you're always okay with your own farts, but like occasionally like you'll smell your own fart and you'll be like, oh my God. Like, oh my God.
What the fuck happened?
Yeah, like am I dying? So I bet like this guy's farts were like, he probably couldn't even stand them. He probably had to like stick his butt out a window, fart, and then close the window really fast so he didn't smell it.
But at the same time, this was the 16th century, so I feel like everything just smelled really bad, so maybe it was fine. I don't know.
Everything just smelled like a fart or worse, so it was like, whatever. I mean, yeah they probably like didn't. Is that the time when they would like shit in a chamber pot and just like in the corner of the house? So so that's gotta be gross.
Yeah. Well, just to continue on with a little bit more history and background,
Great.
And the reason why we do this 4th of July shit, this hot dog eating contest. The story goes that in 1916, Nathan's Famous Hot Dogs held its first 4th of July hot dog eating contest in Coney Island. And according to the legend, 4 immigrants competed to determine who was the most patriotic. Like, these 4 dudes were sitting around. They just immigrated to America, and they all got in an argument about who was the most American. Which is cool. And according to the story, the Irishman in the competition won with 13 hot dogs eaten. Unfortunately,
that's a lot.
That's a lot.
I saw one guy who was like 10th place a couple years ago, and he only ate 19.75.
Yeah, and this is like 1916.
Yeah.
So. But I have to tell you that unfortunately it's not exactly true. The story was made up by Max, Rosie, and Mortimer Matz. They were the PR guys who created the contest in the 70s for Nathan's. And this author who I guess made a book about competitive eating, Jason Fagone, who is the author of Horsemen and the Esophagus, Competitive Eating and the Big Fat American Dream. Everything was just made up. And this other guy was, these 2 brothers are the ones who like brought this whole fun thing to light, this hot dog eating contest. Like they took over the marketing for Nathan's, and this is how it happened. So, but who knows?
Have you ever had a Nathan's hot dog?
I don't know that I have.
We're having them on my birthday. My mom already bought some.
Oh yeah, no, I have. I've been. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah, they're good hot dogs. They're fine.
We Hebrew National.
That's what.
All beef.
Oh yeah. Oh, should I buy some of those?
No, it's fine.
Oh, okay. We do too, but I think my dad, Maybe that one gives my dad indigestion. There's a certain hot dog, and he tells us every time we make hot dogs. And somehow I can't remember which one it is. But he's always like, oh, there's some spice in that hot dog, and it gives me indigestion. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, Dad.
Oh, Dad.
So that's kind of the history of Nathan's hot dog eating contest. But there's been a lot of other types of food that have been eaten competitively in America through history.
Oh.
And some of the more weird, notable contests were in 1919, the New York Yankees outfielder Ping Bodie. I think that's a nickname.
Okay. I was going to say, what a name.
Yeah. He competed in a pasta eating contest against an ostrich in Jacksonville, Florida. And according to this legend, the ostrich passed out after its 11th bowl and Bodie won by default.
What?
What the fuck is that story? I don't know, but it's definitely proof that Florida's always been fucking weird.
Dude, should an ostrich eat pasta?
I highly doubt it. I don't think that's good for any animal.
Oh, no. That sounds not good.
I know. And then...
makes me hungry, though. Pasta sounds good. I know.
I just had leftover spaghetti. It was great. In 1958, a pair of American and Soviet weightlifters got into a really weird dick measuring contest by eating 8 lobsters and 6 squab in front of 250 onlookers at a New York restaurant. I think squab is like pigeon, right?
Yeah. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
What's the fucking dirtiest bird? It's pigeons. But
also lobsters are bottom feeders.
Yeah. But you know what? In terms of sustainability, maybe pigeons are the food of the future.
Maybe.
There's so fucking many. But I would imagine they're all diseased.
You know what I think about a lot is city birds versus birds in the country, because all the city birds are eating scraps of fast food and shit. And then the birds out in the country are eating all natural organic worms and shit. I don't know.
Also, the city birds are all fucking fat and lazy because they don't have to go find their food. They just annoy the shit out of tourists and people in the park who just give them the rest of their food. Yeah. Oh my God.
They just hang out next to restaurants and pick on everybody's food. I don't know.
Yeah, or they're those dick seagulls at vacation places that take people's ice creams.
Or full sub sandwiches. I've seen that shit happen before. I've seen some aggressive ass seagulls.
It's pretty funny.
These are things that I think about all the time. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Wait, did someone post this in the group? Or did I see this on my own? I saw... Oh, no. I think it was in a different group I'm in. It was... Stephen Fry was doing a nature series. And I think one of the cameramen he was with was wearing a green shirt. And then this other green bird fucking went at him, somehow got around the back of his neck and just started fucking him. Oh. It was like a giant green parrot. And
my God.
And everyone's just laughing at this guy.
That's scary.
And he's
Birds are
ow,
fucking terrifying.
ow. Yeah, he was ow, ow, it hurts. And they were all just laughing. And it's talons are in this man's neck, and it's just humping on the back of his
head.
Because he wore a fucking green shirt. Oh, it was funny. Anyway.
Poor guy.
I don't like birds.
Oh my God. Me neither. And then one of the funnier ones, which it's not really that funny, but it's I don't know what this means. In 1963, a dude named Eddie Bozo Miller ate... What are all these names? I don't know.
Honestly, these are what I would expect people who are food competitors to be named.
Seriously. Bozo. He ate 27 chickens at a Trader Vic's restaurant in San Francisco to win the Guinness Book of Records title of, quote, world's greatest trencherman. Trencherman. I don't know what that means, but he did it. So good job, Eddie.
It's probably because you get trench foot from when you shit your pants and it goes into your shoe, but you still have to make your way home, but like it's uncontrollable and it just keeps like filling your shoe.
Oh, God.
And then you get trench foot.
Oh.
And then you're trenchman.
Oh, dear.
I hate that. Also, Trader Vic's. Why are you
doing,
putting
Trader
up with
Vic's?
that shit? Just make your Mai Tais.
This was 1963. I don't even know if they probably don't do that anymore.
How did they even have 26 chickens at that point?
27, bitch.
Okay, wait.
Dear Lord.
Before we go any further, have you ever like just eaten a lot of one thing at once before? Like
where you're just like not paying attention, or you're like
No.
intentionally like trying to eat a lot of it, or you're just like
it was so good, or like I can think of two things. One time I was home from New York when I was living there, and we went to the Jack in the Box by the airport, and I ate 8 tacos.
oh, so good.
Like that. Like,
No big deal. Yeah.
yeah. It may have been more, but I think it was 8. And then also, remember when the Krispy Kreme opened at Ontario Mills?
Oh my God. Yeah.
I was like a junior in high school, and I think I ate 6.
I mean,
In
that's
one day.
easy. I feel like they're like they're
Airy.
so it's like easy
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, one time I've eaten way too many donuts in one sitting before. Like
Yeah.
when I was pregnant, I think I've already told this story, but I had been craving donuts for a really long time, like for months, and there wasn't a donut shop super close to my house, so I finally just one day was like, fuck it, I'm going to the donut shop. And like it was like I had to walk there, and it was like a long walk, and I finally get there, and I'm like, well, I'm here, I might as well get a half a dozen. And then I ate like almost all of them when I got home. So I just like, instead of just spacing it out with like one donut one day,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or like one, like 2 a day for the next 3 days. You just went for it. Well,
Yeah.
It was a pilgrimage. And also, sometimes things are so good, it's hard to like stop yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I could eat like, oh man. There, I have a lot of respect for food. Like I love food a lot. So I don't, I try to like pace myself,
Yeah.
and I don't ever want to like make myself sick of something like by eating too much of it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So, but when, I don't know, like I could eat, I don't know. Yeah. There's not too much that I will sit and eat
Yeah.
uncontrollably. But I mean, I would, but I think I have some I have okay self-control sometimes.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like, I love this so much, I don't want to like gross myself out by eating too much of it. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah. You want to like enjoy it the next time too.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to make yourself sick of it, or you don't want to make yourself physically sick having ate it, so that next time you like don't feel good about eating it.
I think this is like a psychological thing from when I was a kid, because like we're not, we never really wanted for anything, but food was always something that like, this is what we have budgeted for. Like we only have so much of it. Like if you don't like it, then you're not eating dinner. So I think I have this like weird psychological thing around food where I would savor things that were very good, and so I would like covet them. We never got like treats or anything like that. We never went to fast food. We never had sugary anything in the house, because my mom was really healthy. So I had this like weird complex, I think, about sharing food for a long time, and I don't know. I think that
makes sense.
I've grown out of that, obviously, but like I still have a little bit of a weird thing about eating too much of food, because it was always kind of scarce. Scarce, but
also like that's how you enjoy it more. I mean, you know, that's like why when you go to like a fancy restaurant or something, it's like you get 3 scallops or whatever. It's like, oh, here's your like, because if like the point isn't to have a lot, it's to have like a few bites of it that are really good, and you're supposed to be left wanting more, but not being hungry. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
yeah.
yeah. So I get it.
Yeah.
Did you? Yeah. I mean, you did notice I said I ate Jack in the Box tacos. I wasn't like, oh, the thing I've eaten the most is like foie gras.
Well,
it's like all the cheap shit.
But then that goes to the back again to the point when I became an adult and I was like, and I like made my own money and I could do literally anything I wanted.
Yeah.
There was many a fast food situation where I was like, I finally get to eat this and buy this and I don't know.
As much as I want.
As much as I want.
Oh my God.
I've eaten like way too many chicken soft tacos from Taco Bell or Del Taco in one sitting.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I really can't eat them very much. I don't think I could eat them anymore.
They're not good for you. And also,
No.
I feel like they don't taste the same anymore. The meat's weird.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
But
fair enough.
I think they're still good if you're drunk. That's the magic.
Always. Anyway.
Oh my God.
So the whole thinking behind competitive eating is so crazy to me because there's just the idea of sitting down and consuming mass quantities of food like this is so wild. And I'm like, who does this to themselves? Because it seems painful and gross.
It is, yeah.
Which it is. So a lot of people do this for fun, like when you go into a restaurant and they have like a pickle eating contest or a hot wings eating contest or whatever.
Or it's like, we have the tomahawk 44-ounce steak.
Yeah,
If you eat it in under an hour, it's free and you get a t-shirt.
Yeah, exactly. And so people do that kind of shit all the time, and that's just like a marketing stunt by the restaurant. But there's actual professional competitive eaters in the world.
Yeah.
And two of the most famous that you've probably heard of are Joey Chestnut and Takeru Kobayashi. And they are always competing in the Nathan's hot dog eating contest against each other. And they go back and forth on who breaks the record every single year.
Well, Kobayashi hasn't competed in the last couple, right? Because something happened.
He had
like a disagreement.
He also, like, they've had, like, you can get injured from doing this, apparently. I think he had, like, a jaw injury at one point, which...
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that will fuck your life up in any way, but...
Yeah.
Especially for competitive eating, so... Because you got to open your mouth really big to get all that goddamn hot dog in there.
Oh, my God. Well, it's funny because them two are rivals, and they beefing.
Oh, big time. So they actually made a 30 for 30 about them.
Oh, my God.
About their hot dog eating or competitive eating rivalry.
Oh, my God.
It's called The Good, the Bad, and the Hungry. And it's already by now, it's aired.
Yeah.
The first showing of it was July 2nd at 8 p.m., but I'm sure you can find it on any streaming device you possess, and you can look that up and watch it. But it's all about these two competitive eaters and their fucking hot dog beef.
Dude, oh my God. Ugh. It's funny, just like... I think Joey Chestnut was interviewed recently, or not recently, but like at some point, and was just like, oh, I hate that guy. And they have like a real rivalry because I think for a while, like in the early aughts, they kept going back and forth. Like, yeah, in terms of who would win each year. So they were like always the good ones to watch. And now I feel like for the last few years, it hasn't been as like, in my opinion anyway, a fun of a competition because like there isn't that like, I don't know, Joey Chestnut just wins every year. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully there
was a guy who beat him like several years ago, but it's just, there's a whole world that apparently it's called Major League Eating. That's like there's a real group of people that are in this.
It's like a real organization that's a league.
Yeah, and there's people all over the world that participate in these events all the time. There's a whole entire subculture of this shit. So,
Oh my God. Okay, I have a fun fact.
oh,
So last year, the last year Joey Chestnut won with 74 hot dogs, and I think that's also the record that's been set by the Nathan's competition. I don't know if there's any other records for hot dogs specifically outside of that, but he sets like a new record pretty much every year. Here's
Ugh.
also a fun fact that is so disgusting. It is
oh God.
upsetting. So in the Nathan's competition, you have to eat what is called the detritus or detritus,
Detritus.
which is the fucking hot dog shrapnel that basically comes out that you like mistakenly don't eat, or that you have to like spit out for a second to like get down. You then have to pick it up off your fucking plate
Oh God.
and eat it.
Blech. Or else you don't win the contest.
Or else you don't win the contest, because that was part of a hot dog that made it into your mouth, but then it had to come back out, and then you have to put it back into your mouth, even if it's fucking chewed and wet.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Why
I hate
do
it.
they do this?
I can't watch it.
No.
If you do want to watch this though, the Nathan's hot dog eating contest, it's happens every year on July 4th.
Yeah, it's
And
like
it's on
early in the day.
It's on I think the men's championship is on ESPN2, and it starts at noon Eastern time.
Oh my
And
God.
then the women's championship is on at 10:50 a.m. Eastern time on ESPN3.
Okay, ESPN, fuck off.
Yeah,
I
fuck
hate
off.
that shit. You put it also on ESPN too, you cunts.
Like, I want to see.
We like women in sports, but it's not the same. So fuck off onto this really bad, awful third channel.
Yeah, while fucking the Women's World Cup is happening.
Yeah.
And it's like the most exciting thing ever to watch. I
On
love it so much.
ESPN, you could catch it at 4:40 in the morning on ESPN 12.
No, but it's prime time. It's prime time.
Yeah. Okay, also, if you do like watching this sort of stuff, do you remember Adam Richman from Man vs. Food?
Yes.
Okay, I actually really liked that show. He's not like a competitive eater against other people, I guess, necessarily,
Yeah.
but still it is competitive eating because you're like timed in a lot of these
Yeah.
challenges.
He does all the challenges you can do at like restaurants and bars and shit, right?
Yeah, like we were
Like that
talking
was
about.
that was the whole premise of his show, Man versus Food, was he would just like go. He was like Guy Fieri, but instead of just like, praising and trying some of the food that they were making, he like goes and does the challenges all over the country.
Right. It doesn't matter if it's good. He has
Yeah.
to eat it. It's like, it's not like, ooh, these pancakes are supposed to be good, I'm going to eat 12. It's just like, oh, they make these huge pancakes, I have to eat them, and here's the
Yeah.
amount of time. And I always loved the sink challenge he did, which was like a little sink that was full of ice cream in San Francisco. And he ate all of it. It was like 4 scoops and like all these toppings. It was pretty big. It was like a little, like a prop sink or something. It was like a little,
Oh.
it came in like a cute little, it's
Uh-huh.
like everything but the kitchen sink sundae or
Gotcha.
something.
I see.
But he did it. And then also I like the one where he went to, I think it's Steak and Lube in Pittsburgh, which Pete's been to, because we have a friend from college that lives in Pittsburgh, and they have these like super hot wings. And this is the thing, they put all these like arbitrary rules around it, so like he couldn't have milk with them, or like anything to like help with the spice.
The spice, yeah.
And he's just crying the whole time, Adam Richman. Crying, sweating. He does not look good. It's all over his hands. And then you have to lick the stuff off your hands in this challenge.
Oh,
and then
my
sit
God.
there for 5 minutes while it just burns. And then you
Ugh.
pass or whatever.
I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah, it's so dumb. It's like, are people really this bored? I don't know. It's like, be constructive with your time.
I mean, this guy, he made a whole entire show that he got paid to do.
I know,
for
yeah.
it,
Good
so.
for him, I guess. But also,
Yeah.
it's like, those wings burned coming out. And then that made me think, could you actually get like a 3rd-degree burn on your asshole from like how spicy something
I
is. Like,
mean-
could you have like long-term?
It would burn your intestines and shit up probably. I don't know.
Yeah, and
All
you
that
capsaicin.
capsaicin. Yeah.
I also you like you could probably like give yourself ulcers and
Yeah.
all this shit from like how spicy that is, especially if you're not used to it.
Well, there are some side effects from training to do all this, which I'll talk about in just a second, but people who do competitive eating actually do train to do it. They have to condition their bodies to be able to handle all the food that they're consuming. And it sounds disgusting and brutal. Like, they don't just walk up into the place and just, house a bunch of hot dogs. They have to do a lot to stretch their stomachs out.
Well, and it's like any conditioning for any sport where, like, if you're a runner or whatever, you need to know where the wall is so you could like push past it. Like if you're or whatever, like you need to know your limits essentially. So like they have to train to learn what feels like. They feel full, but they know that they can, like, by how it feels, they know that they could keep pushing. Like, that it's so
Yeah, so what they do is they drink massive amounts of liquid to get their stomachs stretched out and used to all the food that they're about to eat. So some people chug 2.5 gallons of chocolate milk in 3 minutes. Some drink a gallon of vegetable juice in a minute flat every morning for a month prior to the competition. Or even if it's just water, they all drink gallons and gallons and gallons of liquid to stretch out their stomachs and
oh my God.
And train.
Oh, gotta train? Wait, what did I write? Oh, gotta train for the pain. Trademarked. 2019.
It's so gross. And they also not only have to stretch their stomachs out, they have to train their throats to swallow large amounts without choking. So what they do is they get big mouthfuls of water and like swallow the water. They don't.
So it goes down like a full swallow.
Like, have you ever beer bonged? Like, you open your throat and beer bong?
No, I can't do it.
So you basically it's like you have to train your throat to open.
Yeah.
Or if you, I'm not gonna say it, but if you've like,
it's like dicks, sucking dicks,
sucked lots of dicks, then maybe. But it's like beer. I would say beer bonging is like if you're good at that, you know how to open your throat like that, then this is what they do. And so once they get comfortable doing that, they move on to soft foods like bananas, whatever. And then they graduate to more solid foods like hot dogs, stuff that doesn't just like fall apart. It's
like how I ate when I was on my jaw surgery.
Yeah. like Connie Conehead. It reminds me of Maria Full of Grace, that movie where she's a drug mule and she practices swallowing the heroin balloons with grapes.
Yeah.
Like big grapes.
Oh, that is something that they practice with.
Yeah.
But I read that grapes are kind of expensive and also could be choking hazard.
Yeah.
But anything could be that's solid. So
yes. So then they just are swallowing food whole. They are chewing it to some degree, but they have to be able to like get it down their throats as fast as possible so they could eat as much as possible.
Yeah. Well, and that's like how they stretch out their throat or whatever, right? Like that's how those are the ways they like figure out how much they can swallow at once. But also there's also like volume training. So like that guy Randy, he talked about like having to eat just like huge quantities, specifically of vegetables and fruits. I think because you digest them quickly and they are low in calories, so like you're not putting on a bunch of weight leading into your competition, which is not helpful based on some people's ideas of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, all this, like, fruits and vegetables have fiber in it, so you could pass it. Like, if you're eating large quantities of fucking just, like, bread or processed meat, then you're going to have some problems with your digestion.
Yeah. So he said people eat, like, giant salads, like, bowls of spinach, cabbage, other leafy raw vegetables.
Oh, my God.
Which, it's just, like, how farty are you trying to get? Like, if you're just cutting up and eating 4 pounds of raw cabbage or, like, slightly cooked cabbage, I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to live in your neighborhood because I feel like I'll smell you at the supermarket. You know what I mean? Like I'll know you were there.
You know how obnoxious people are who are training for marathons. Yeah. Like, no offense to anybody who does that as a fun hobby, but, like, they're always like, oh, I have to run, 12 miles today or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But then these people who are doing competitive eating are like, oh, I got to eat 4 pounds of fucking broccoli or whatever. And you're like, not only do I not want to know about it, I don't want to smell your fucking hot farts that are coming out of you. Just leaking out of you uncontrollably.
Like, out of your butt and mouth. Because I had raw broccoli for the first time since my surgery on Friday, and I could not stop burping it up, and it smelled disgusting. And I know that's what it was because I could taste it, and it smelled kind of like broccoli, but it was, like, very farty and nasty. And I was like, ew. So just imagine 4 pounds of that. Oh, God. Okay, I think this maybe isn't... Oh, also, vegetables and fruit have a high water content, so, like, you're easy, like you said, you're easy, you could digest it a bit easier, and also it's, like, filling, but then it goes away pretty quickly. But watermelon, honeydew, and cantaloupe are, like, things that people train with for volume, and then cooked mixed vegetables, like I said earlier, that dude just, like, ate 4 pounds. He literally put four 1-pound bags into a bowl and put Frank's Red Hot on it. And then fucking ate it. So, I don't know. But I think there is a little bit of disagreement on using condiments because even if you use a small amount, it still, like, adds unnecessary volume.
Oh.
And also, there was this one guy who I watched a video of, and he competes every year in Nathan's. He usually places, like, around 10th or so. He was saying people... that, like, professionals or, like, people who have been doing this a while know not to use condiments because there's other things that could happen. Ugh. Excuse me. I keep burping. I don't burp. It's this topic.
Yeah.
It's this topic. It's making me very upset. I've burped, like, 3 times.
Oh, my God.
He was saying that someone in the Nathan's competition was like some fucking noob off the street putting ketchup and mustard on all his hot dogs, fucking threw up, puked on the back of this guy's head, and he had like a shaved head, and it burned, he said, from the mustard. It was like burning his head.
My God.
Isn't that disgusting?
Oh my God. Oh my God. It's like that scene from Stand By Me.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen that full movie.
Oh, there's like the pie eating contest where he eats ipecac.
Oh, really?
It's like to get revenge on everybody, and he like does the pie eating contest, and he like drinks ipecac or something,
and like then he projectile vomits on everyone.
Yeah, and then everybody in the crowd starts vomiting.
Oh my God,
it's a great scene.
Well, I think that the guy that got puked on also like brushes his teeth super far back to like train every day.
His
like
gag reflex.
His gag, yeah. Which it's like, okay, well, hopefully if you choke, it still kicks in because like that's why it's there. You know what I mean? But according to Randy Santel, the most important meal training meal comes 20 hours before the challenge. So it is like a sport in that sense because it is like, you know, prepping for a marathon or whatever, like you were saying, where you have to run, you know, if a marathon's like 26.2 miles. So like at some point you have to run at least that far to make sure you could do it the day of the marathon, or like you have to get so close to it that you're like comfortable, you know, on the day of the race. But he's like, you know, it's still not going to prepare you fully because eating 4 pounds of cantaloupe is not the same as eating 4 pounds of chicken wings. Like it's going to feel a lot different.
Yeah. I mean, and that was, I think, a misconception for me, is that that's how they train, by eating the same things that they're going to eat in a competition.
Yeah, but no.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think you could stomach it by the time you actually got to the competition if you were like eating hot dogs. You know.
And it's so bad for you. Like, you can't, your body can't withstand that amount of food for, however long you need to train for. Like, it's not sustainable.
Well, and that's why you need fruits and vegetables and stuff. Cause like, you can't be putting on weight, cause then that's actually restrictive to like your stomach and stuff. Cause it's like your body's not used to it. It's wild. And then a lot of these people are actual like athletes, like that Randy guy. The day of his prep meal, he biked for 30 miles. Like,
yeah, because he needs to run a caloric deficit so that he can,
And you need to be hungry so that mentally, like, you want to eat, at least a good amount of food.
Well, it's like you learning about like Olympic athletes and how many calories they have to eat to sustain the calorie intake that they need for the amount of stress they put their body through.
Like Michael Phelps.
Yeah. He eats like so much fucking food. It's crazy.
But that's because he smokes a lot of weed. No, I'm just kidding. I sound like a baby boomer, like in those groups.
Yeah.
Have you joined those groups?
No.
Oh my God, they're so fun. Anyway.
Oh, well, after a competitive eater eats 1,000,000 pounds of fucking whatever they eat in their competition, it takes a toll on the body. It doesn't matter how much you've trained, like we're saying, like because you're now eating pounds of meat and bread and whatever the fuck else you're eating. And it's disgusting.
It's disgusting. And also, like, first of all, how sweaty they get during is, you could tell, like, they're putting a toll on their body.
Yeah, I mean, that's that's a distress signal from your body. It's like sweating is like your metabolic rate is going up, like your heart rate's going up. It's kind of shocking your system in a lot of ways, because it's calories, it's fat, it's just the sheer amount of it going into your body is really doing some things to your insides.
You know how, like, after you eat a big meal, or like I always like how after you eat a meal you get cold because all your blood goes to your stomach to like digest? Or I don't even know if that's a real science thing, but like,
I only get cold when I'm tired.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I feel like I get cold sometimes after I eat a meal because like my blood, like my circulation is focused on digesting or whatever. Maybe that's not true. It's probably not true.
It could just be you.
Yeah, it could just be me. I wonder if that happens. I wonder if their bellies get super hot and the rest of them gets cold, but then they're sweating, so probably not.
Who knows?
But yeah, like it's very painful. You might puke, not on purpose, but you also might puke on purpose, which I think is looked down in this community.
Yeah, because that's literal bulimia.
Yeah, that's bulimia, and also, yeah, it's not good for you. It's
really bad for you.
And then, like, the pros basically have trained themselves to like sit with this pain and fullness, like that, like it passes, I think, not super quickly, but like, as they're digesting, they get more and more comfortable. And as they pee and stuff, their body's like processing the water, which is also part of it. Like, it's all to make it like move through them faster.
Yeah.
You definitely get indigestion because obviously. And then what goes in, it must come out. And a lot of competitive eaters will will colon cleanse to get all that stuff out because you don't want it in there. No. And also, like you were saying earlier, like if you're eating like 5 full pizzas or whatever the challenge is, like that's gonna back your shit up like significantly. Yeah. So you want to get that out. Yeah, I read some
It's
gross
so
stuff
much.
about their poops, and it's like toilets filling up and just like
What? I mean, that's what happens. Like, your body is not meant to contain, our bodies are meant to process and eliminate.
Yeah.
And when you're putting through that much to process and eliminate, you're going to have a bad time.
especially if you're like on a speed elimination round and you have a
Yeah.
bunch of Dulcolax or whatever. It's like, oh, yeah,
dear.
that's gonna fill your toilet. It's gonna
Oh, dear.
overflow
Wait,
onto your.
they take the colon cleanser before?
No, they take it after.
Oh, okay.
But it works its way down there.
Yeah.
Well,
Oof.
actually, I think maybe that Randy guy does take a little bit before, like the day before, but not. But I think it's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he does. He takes it like the morning of because he wants his prep meal to come out before his challenge.
Man,
Dude,
it's like some fucking, I don't know.
dude,
It's like a very scientific poop situation.
it is. Oh God, and it's just a nightmare. There's
He's
a quote
just like-
from what?
He's just like a segment of the human centipede.
Dude. Oh. Oh
Ugh.
God. Joey Chestnut was asked by like a Deadspin writer a couple years ago about the Deadspin writer was just trying to figure out what people's poops were like after this, so he was like asking all these different competitors like, what will your bowel movement be like? And so I think I have to
Asking the
burp
real
again.
questions.
Yeah. Doing, real journalism. And they asked all these people throughout the day. He couldn't get an answer. He's like, do you go here? Like, how immediate is it? What is it like? Because there's all these porta potties for the competitors and stuff. And they apparently those go mostly unused because it could take them up to like 8 hours to like have their first bowel movement. And so I guess he was able to ask Joey Chestnut, like, oh, Mr. Chestnut, like, can you tell us anything about what your bowel movement will be like? And he thought for a second, and then he just goes, it'll be picture worthy. Isn't that gross?
Oh, Jesus.
I wonder if he takes
God.
pictures and, like, puts them in an album of, like, 2016, 74 hot dogs or whatever. It's like,
Yeah, I would. Shit.
yeah, maybe I would.
Well, as you can imagine, all the aftermath of like competitive eaters aside, there are some instances in which non-professionals have actually died doing eating competitions.
What a shame.
So you might laugh at all the prep that goes into getting geared up for something like this, but that's, they're professionals. They're consuming so much more than the regular human should. And I just want to say, just because you can doesn't mean you should. But if you're just some geek off the street who walks up to his local barbecue joint and is like, I can eat, 300 chicken wings in 2 hours or whatever the fuck, a lot of people like to do that. And they see a challenge in front of them and they are going to go for it. And I think it's a little irresponsible on the part of some of these restaurants. People do this for fun, and it is fun, and usually it goes okay, but a lot of people have choked and died trying to win eating competitions.
Oh, my God.
Choking, in general, is the fourth leading cause of unintentional injury death, and it happens pretty frequently at eating competitions. I looked online. There's a pretty extensive list of people who've died worldwide due to either choking or cardiac arrest during, like, a official or in a non-official capacity doing a competitive eating event.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine dying doing that?
I would feel like the dumbest person. Like,
it's like the worst way to die.
it's not good. Oh, yeah, I don't want to die. Okay, if I died eating, I would want it to be like a luxurious, slow, enjoyable, eating like beautiful foods, like handmade pasta in Italy, drinking wine. Like, I would want it to be like an enjoyable experience, not like surf and turf's Murph or whatever in Fort Lauderdale, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where you have to eat a whole bathtub full of nachos or whatever, and it's like
surf and turf's Murph.
It's like we had the hot dog nacho challenge. It's a bathtub full of hot dogs topped with nachos. And and it's dipped in chili, and then it has covered in whipped cream or whatever. It's like, oh, I don't want to die eating that.
Yeah, I know. Well, a lot of people have died. Some recent examples happened in 2017 and they both happened within 24 hours of each other. So this is the first one was this woman named Caitlin Nelson was a student at Sacred Heart University in Connecticut. She died after participating in a Greek life-sponsored eating contest. She apparently it was like a pancake eating contest. She ate 4 or 5, and then she like choked and stopped breathing.
Oh my god!
Apparently she had some multiple food allergies, but it's not clear if those were the reason for her choking. And her dad died in 9/11.
Oh no. Okay, this is gonna sound awful. But the way you just said it was like almost a bit. Like you're like
I'm not doing a bit, it's real.
I know. But it's almost like it's totally unrelated, and the way you just brought your you just brought your whole energy down to say that is like, there are those people that are like, oh yeah, my friend so and so, blah blah, and her mom died of cancer or whatever, and it's it's not even related.
I didn't. I know, but it's just like the poor fucking family of this.
Yeah. That's really sad, but
it's so sad.
It was unintentionally funny, and that's bad. But also, sorry, it was funny.
R.I.P.
When you listen back, you're just gonna be like, oh my god.
I'm so sorry. I did not mean for that to come off that way.
No, you were being sincere.
These are the facts I found.
Yeah. No, you were being sincere. I am the one that's like, it's awful. That is sad though. Also, why are you entering into a food competition when you have so many food allergies? Like,
I know, you never know.
Because you're eating so fast. You aren't listening to your body. Like, and it's trying to tell you. I'm sure that had to do with it. Or maybe she choked and died because her dad died in 9/11. Just kidding.
Fuck.
I might have to cut that out. But it is funny to me. It's so bad.
Oh my god. And then within the same 24 hours earlier, this guy named Travis Malouf, who's 42, he collapsed in the lobby of a Voodoo Donut in Denver and was declared dead of asphyxia due to obstruction of the airway, according to the Denver office of the medical examiner. He had been participating in a donut eating challenge before he died. So,
okay, I feel bad for that person, but also think of all the children whose lives he ruined by dying in that Voodoo Donuts. All these kids on a Saturday morning or whatever, coming in to pick out the one with the cereal on it or whatever, it's families and stuff, and then this guy's just fucking dying.
How horrifying to everybody, to be just trying to get a donut, and this fucking guy.
Can a bitch get a donut? Do you know that sketch?
That's SNL sketch.
Yeah, with
Larry David.
Can a bitch get a donut?
But Voodoo Donut does not do this anymore. They do not do this donut eating contest anymore because this guy died doing it a couple of years ago.
They do not do this contest anymore.
Dun dun. Wah wah. So Another one that I read about was this woman who was drunk at a bar, and it was a corn dog eating contest, and she choked on the corn dog. Dude. And I'm like, it's not funny, but also like,
yeah, she was like deep throating that, you know. She was like, like,
I don't know what I think she just was drunk and just was trying to do it, and she just choked. Oh, there's a hot dog inside the breading. Like, you forget that sometimes. But talk about the worst way to die. Like, dude, honestly.
Oh God. Well, as we wrap this up, I would like to know how, like, is there a food that you would enter a contest for, and what would it be? Like, is there a food you think you could, like,
that I think I could do? Maybe
not win, but like place, or it's like one of those time challenges where like you have an hour to do it and you could like leisurely go, like you could like take your time and not choke.
I think I could do watermelon. I think that would be like, I think I could crush some watermelon. Yeah. I could eat a whole, I used to, with my dad, we'd split an entire like big watermelon and just like take the halves and just eat it. Like, I would eat a whole I could eat a whole thing.
Wow.
It just makes you have to pee really bad because it has so much water in it because it's a watermelon.
Pretty quickly or like after?
It's like drinking a glass of water.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know. I think that's what I would do.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I think, I don't know. There's so many foods where I'd be like, oh, I could do it. But I don't know that I really could. Especially now because I do choke sometimes. Yeah. Because my mouth is numb. Although it's not as bad with the braces gone, and I'm like trying to eat slower and stuff. But yeah, I don't think I'd ever enter one. But if I had time and like, I think I could eat a lot of so many different things, like chili cheese fries. I could probably like eat a good amount of that. Although that's heavy, and you would not.
It's heavy. Good. It'll fill you up and make you feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love ice cream, but I feel like I'd get really, really sick.
Yeah. Although that is a good thing to like eat. If it was just like vanilla ice cream with chocolate syrup, because it'd be hard to choke on, I think. Like, it melts. And I don't know. But I think maybe I'd do the best with ice cream or some sort of very soft food. Macaroni and cheese or something.
Yeah, I think watermelon for me, because I like the texture and it wouldn't be something that would like make me want to vomit after.
Yeah, true.
Eating it. So, like, I feel like ice cream, it's just like too much milk.
Dairy. Yeah.
Dairy. Yeah. Well, what do you guys think? Have you ever participated in any kind of eating contest? I have a really good friend who won a hot dog eating contest.
Pete tied a contest for In-N-Out burgers.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't want to do In-N-Out because then it would make me not like In-N-Out anymore, and I don't want to do that to myself.
He still likes it. I think he ate 4 or 5. Like I mean, I feel like I could eat 2 if I went right now. Because now that we're done talking about the gross stuff, I'm hungry. So, because also we've been talking about food. So, it's like this weird dichotomy in my mind and belly. But I could eat 2. Like, just single cheeseburgers from In-N-Out right now, probably.
I could do that. Well, let us know what you would do if you have done one before. Mm-hmm. Let us know how it went for you, how you felt afterwards, what your poop was like.
No pictures, please. Ugh.
If it was picture worthy, don't share that with us. I've seen poop before. I don't need to see your specific poop.
Yeah, but I guess you could describe it in words, and people could use their imaginations.
There you go. Butterfly in the sky. I can fly twice as high. I don't know. That song just really reminds me of using your imagination.
Yeah. Reading Rainbow.
Thanks for listening. Yeah, Reading Rainbow. Thanks for listening. We love you guys. Happy 4th of July. God bless America.
Wonderful. God bless.
God bless.
Yeah.
Don't explode yourself with fireworks, please. God.
Oh my God.
Be careful.
Don't drink too much and be irresponsible either. Like, no drinking and driving. No, stay put.
No drinking and using M80s.
Yeah. No drinking and eating a corn dog.
Or trying to eat more.
Too fast. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like slow down. Take small bites. take your time, really enjoy your holiday.
Yeah, enjoy yourself. But,
be safe in the water. Don't drink and swim. Just be responsible humans.
Yeah, we love you guys. We don't want anything bad to happen to you.
Yeah. All right.
Well, everybody have fun.
Yeah.
Be excellent to yourselves.
And each other. And bye-bye.
Oh, yeah, and follow us on social medias.
And follow us on social medias at TTFU Podcast. And bye-bye.
Bye-bye.